Okay, but go live. I have to click the go live button.
Do it.
Sweet.
It says I'm live. We might be live.
Might we be?
Hey, we're only 7 minutes late. If that's true. If we're live.
Right.
I don't have it open anymore.
Oh my god!
We did it. Excellent.
Look, we're here.
Great. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Considering we've only done it with this setup once, and it was 1 year ago, nearly, I think 7 minutes late is actually pretty respectable.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to, obviously, Daniel Neruda for getting us live, because, good lord, I did not remember any of these things. So they talked us through it. It was fantastic, and we're here. And you can see our faces and hear our voices. Oh, speaking of my voice, how is my sound? I would love to hear from both of you, but also the world out there, compared to the other girls. Do I need to come up or down? Let me know in the chat, please. How am I for you, though, ladies?
Good.
Sounds good. Good to me.
Okay.
There's still the little bit of buzzing in the back, but I think that's just the nature of...
Yeah, I think that's unfortunately inevitable on some level.
Yeah.
If it gets really bad, though, I can always turn down and get closer. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's
great.
not. Yeah.
It's not a me thing. Okay, great. Yeah, Juliana says 7 minutes over is just normal theatrical curtain time, and that is accurate. So thank you for enabling me. That's why I keep you around.
Juliana said it's okay, so therefore it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back. Our mom says it's okay.
That's not what we're comparing her to.
Nope.
That gets real weird real fast.
That's a quote from one of our shows.
Your mom's a quote. No.
Don't know what our shows sound like anymore. It's been too long. Good God, my children next door, there's just clattering. Jesus. Okay. Cool. Well,
so in the chat, John said, Blythe, you're about 10 decibels softer than the others. That's considerably softer.
Is that a lot?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, Daniel's not telling me to turn up, so that concerns me. Gordon Nelson is here. What? These fucking names that we're seeing tonight, we said this before we went live, but now I'm going to say it to y'all's faces as well. What a fucking delight that we haven't been here for a year, and we turn up, and who's here? Basically the exact same people as when we left. So y'all are fucking amazing, and we're so lucky to have you, and we love you.
Thank God we've missed you.
That's so true.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let me just get... Daniel, will you Discord me and just tell me how my sound is? Because 10 decibels is a lot. That's a lot of decibels.
It's too many decibels.
Too many decibels.
Oh my gosh, I love this. The numbers are just going up. Amanda,
Yeah?
can you tweet for me?
Ooh.
Or just retweet the tweet I tweeted earlier today. That's so many of the word tweets in one sentence. So doo-doo. Thank you. Oh, what is this? Okay. Let's see. I can't. Tell me when you have twatted the thing, please. Okay, this is weird. I can't figure out how I want my screen to be set up. Because I need to be able to see the chat. But watching it in the YouTube thing, it's delayed. And I'm talking to you all live, so I can't, that's messing with my brain. It's fine, I'm figuring it out. Zachary, you made it. Welcome.
Yes.
Travis says hello from Wendy, the dogs, chinchillas, and Travis. That's so many hellos. He says he's sure Aaron as well, but he's not there to confirm, so rejected.
Yeah.
Excellent. Rissy, have you tweeted that we're live?
Yes, I did. I
the
retweeted
fucking
the
best.
thing. Thank you. Thank you.
Tweet. We are.
While we wait, everyone, look at my hoodie. Look at it. Is it not magnificent? It just arrived.
is magnificent.
I love it so much.
Just delightful is what you are.
It's so nice and warm. I wanted, some loungewear that was nice and warm, but I also wanted it to say blood for the blood god.
Oh, frack.
What's the matter?
I resized my Zoom window, which resized the broadcast windows. I shouldn't have touched Zoom is what we're finding out.
No.
Hang on. Let me just
Yeah.
That's a little better. Sorry, let me fix it. Thank you, Daniel. Shouldn't have touched Zoom. I don't know why I touched Zoom. I shouldn't have done that. All right. That's mostly better. Okay, I'm just not going to be able to see the chat, so Amanda,
Yeah.
I'm putting you on chat duty.
Okay.
Thank you. Cool.
They all say you're stupid.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
They're correct.
Yeah.
You've been paying attention. Congratulations. Okay. Excellent. Are y'all ready? Cuz I think I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Yeah. So should we officially do this shit?
No.
Oh, let me pull up our show notes.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
though-
Those things.
Jesus Christ, I need another screen so badly.
Yeah.
I was spoiled, and now I'm not. Okay. I don't need to. Yeah, just start it. I
No.
say 2 words.
Oh,
And
my.
one of them is your name.
Yeah. Yep. Correct.
Huh. Well, I guess we
The
don't need
simple
the
task
few
that-
seconds of silence beforehand. So I'm just going to go right into it and say hello and welcome to episode, I guess we're calling this 114 because we're just going to pretend like we have not paused doing this. So yeah, episode 114 of the Dork Pridecast. My name is Amanda.
I'm Blythe.
And I'm Rissy. We are the damsels, and this is our podcast, which is also funny, depending on how much you like poop jokes and dick jokes, or if you're drunk, which we highly encourage.
Yes. We do.
Get drunk. That was the other thing I forgot to do while I was up. Is
Oh,
get
yeah.
alcohol. It's fine. It's fine.
So everyone was asking because we didn't clap, but you know what? We're not recording our audio separately, so we don't have to sync it up. So
Hands, clap, clap,
Oh, I
clap
mean,
your hands.
we could clap, but it would be a hollow gesture because we don't actually need it. So
There is something to be said for those
Yeah,
community
it's true.
things.
Rituals.
I mean,
community
there
rituals,
were
yes.
3 that came up kind of all at once asking for clapping. So do you want to? Should we
Uh,
start over? Let's start over. Let's
Okay,
clap
okay,
and then
all
we'll.
right,
Okay,
ready?
All right.
Okay,
take two. Take 2.
we're clapping on 3, 2, 1. Y'all, we're behind.
Yeah, we're hello and welcome. It's the same thing as before. Cool. I said we were gonna do it again, but I lied.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We're doing. We're
Zachary
doing
Drake
it.
said, "Nice timing on the intro, just like old times." Yes, you're
That's-
not wrong.
Hey.
You know what? If you were expecting us to change,
No, how dare you? Also, hey, at least we're consistent.
It's true.
yes,
Some things
So-
never change.
Zachary is asking, is this Apothic Red? And boy, howdy, is it ever? Check this
Of course
shit
it is.
out.
What else would
Yes.
it be? Of course,
we
it is.
don't change.
No. Fuck that shit.
Consistency is key.
Yes.
Indeed.
Brand loyalty or something. I don't know.
Or
Well,
something.
also, like, it's hard to find a good wine that's reasonably priced that you can cook with and drink.
Yeah, when
And
you
I use a
find
lot
that,
of
you
wine to
stick
cook
with
with.
that shit.
Yeah.
Like, why would you go for something else?
Why
You know you like it.
would you go for something else?
Why would you go for something else?
Why would you?
You don't. Fantastic. Y'all, it's been a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
It has.
Everyone out there in TV land probably thought you'd never see us again. And you were wrong.
We emerged for a phoenix light from your nightmares.
From your nightmares to bring you more nightmares.
Yes. Nightmares inside of nightmares, all coming at you right now.
Nightmares all
You're
the way
welcome.
down.
Guys, I am just going to put this out there right up top because it's been killing me. We got to talk about Dune and we got to talk about it right the fuck now.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Dune.
If you have not seen Dune yet, I don't know why you're here. You should have known we had already seen it, and we're gonna have to talk about it.
Also, spoiler alert, the book was published in 1965.
That's a great point. Also, if you're here, I can't imagine you haven't already seen the David Lynch version or our version of the David Lynch version. So it's not like there's real spoilers happening here.
Right.
I saw it in the theater, which I had
Same.
not been to the theater
Same.
since the panorama started. So I actually broke the seal with Dune, and it like what better film to break that said movie seal with? It was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda's the only one who didn't see it in the theater.
I did not. No, and that's like, so the two of them had been talking about it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to see it because I am still super paranoid and don't go out in public unless I have to, even now. And then I was informed that it's on HBO Max, and I'm like, well, then I know what I'm doing tonight. And I did. Immediately as when we got off our little Zoom call among the three of us, I then watched it and was like texting the two of them, like as it was going through.
My favorite was when you were like, you were just stream of consciousing exactly what I had experienced already. And you were like, are we ever going to see Zendaya? Or is she just going to be
well, first
flashbacks?
it was like, holy shit, is that Zendaya?
Right.
It's like, she popped up and I'm like, oh. And then it was just like, are they just teasing us with her? I think that was their way of like, to make sure we get a second movie. Like, look who we have. Who's gonna,
I mean, to be fair, we did get there eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
But
yes,
she's not a huge part of the first film. That is accurate. But I'm so excited. Just that casting alone, I was like, yes, I'm in. This is gonna be so good. I love Zendaya. She's amazing.
I thought the wee French lad was a good choice for Paul.
He's phenomenal.
Like looks wise and acting wise, I think he was a great choice. He's not quite as voluminous as Kyle MacLachlan, but then who is?
In what ways?
His hair.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, he has a little more mass to him than Timothée Chalamet.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Yeah, sure. But yeah, really great actor, and I really enjoyed him in the role.
Oscar Isaac was everyone's dad.
Oh, forget it. Oh, fuck. Oscar Isaac is... When is he gonna stop being so hot? Never, I hope, is the answer. But
I don't know if you saw this Twitter, but somebody was like, my face-blind wife asked me about how the guy who was in The Good Place was also in Dune, and he was talking about
Jason Mantzoukas?
Yes, he was talking about Jason Mantzoukas, or she was. She thinks Jason Mantzoukas and Oscar Isaac are the same person.
I love Jason Mantzoukas and I love Oscar Isaac, so I'm going, oh, yeah, that tracks.
What also the idea of Dune with Jason Mantzoukas in it?
I would pay so much money to watch that.
In the parody version that I hope happens because Hollywood cares about Dune again, I would love it if Jason Mantzoukas was playing Leto Atreides.
So amazing. Also, babyface Jason Momoa.
Oh my god, yeah. When
Yes.
he shaves off that beard, he's 12 years old. What the fuck? I was not prepared.
I stopped being able to recognize him. So it's like, okay. Wait, is that? Oh, no, that's still him. Okay.
I'm really glad they gave him a badass death because in the books and the David Lynch movie, it's just kind of like.
Yeah, that was my biggest gripe with David Lynch's Dune, is because Duncan Idaho is maybe one of my favorite characters in literature, like, period, full stop. And he just, like, showed up for, like, half a second and then just, farted out.
Just died, just fairly ignominiously.
And I was like,
I mean, they did that with some other characters in this version, but...
That's true. But, I mean, the book is also like that, though. Like, I think, Frank Herbert couldn't necessarily tell everyone, like, don't worry, you guys, I'm going to bring Duncan back in clone form in the second book and every other book from her. Right? So, his anticlimactic death in the books clearly didn't mean as much to the author as it did to the audience. But in that movie, I was like, and also he's got a shield up, if I recall correctly. So you just see like blood coming out of his, from behind a really blurry screen. And you're like, oh, he's dead, I guess. Well, that happened.
Yeah, but yeah, he was badass. I mean, it's Jason Momoa, so like, of course. But
yeah, they were not going to waste Jason Momoa by like just having him die,
Yeah. And then the actor who plays Gurney.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah, that's his name. I know he's been in things, and I just never remember. I have like face blindness for Josh Brolin, apparently.
No, I feel like that's understandable because he's just like that. He's just that white dude.
His face is slightly more distinctive than any of the Chris's, I will say. Like the Chris white dudes.
But it's I don't know. I don't know. You could tell me he was in anything, and I would probably believe you. So
wait, isn't that Thanos?
Yes.
Okay, because
See?
Yeah, but like that's like mostly CGI.
But also like
it's just there's been so much time. Like it feels like there's been so much time. The before times versus now that I doubt all of my memories.
No, that's fair. The only reason I was able to definitively say that yes, he was Thanos was because one of my friends was trying to troll me about Dune after seeing it and was like, I didn't understand why Thanos was fighting with Aquaman, and I was like, get, just fuck you.
Sorry,
he was also young Tommy Lee Jones in one of the like later Men in Black, the Men in Black movie where, he was like young Tommy Lee Jones.
That's true.
So
that Men in Black movie had the greatest opening sequence of all time, and then followed it up with just absolute shit. Because the opening sequence was basically like a parody of 1960s Star Trek. And you see like this alien princess, and she's like 9 feet tall, but mostly because of her beehive hairdo and her giant go-go boots and shit. And I was like, oh, this is great. And then it was like
Rissy, how did you feel about the music in Dune?
Oh my fucking god. Okay, I really, really loved it. So it felt like there were deliberate homage points to it where like I sitting in the theater getting to hear all of the rumble effects they put in, but also I could hear like just everything happening, and I know there were some power chords in there, like a wow, and I'm like, that right there is a fucking reference to the score of the David Lynch movie by Toto, because that movie just busts out with those goddamn power chords. And I'm like, I can hear it. This is in Hans Zimmer is doing an homage. I mean, it was very him. It was very Hans Zimmer, but at the same time, it had a nice retro 80s feel. There was synth work in it that I thought was like really like like a best of the 80s kind of style synth work. And I'm like, yeah, no, I hear you, buddy. I hear you paying respects to the legends that were Toto.
She's like, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Quick
well.
fun fact, the dude from Toto sang the theme to the Gummy Bears cartoon.
Really?
Yeah, they are the Gummy Bears.
Oh,
That's the
no, I
motherfucker
know
from
the
Toto.
song.
Yeah,
I am-
it's
I am
running
very
through our
familiar
heads
with
right
the-
now.
Yeah, that's the dude from Toto.
Bouncing here and there and
And
everywhere.
everywhere, high adventure beyond compare. Yeah, that's Rosanna.
I can hear that now that you like made me hear those two songs together.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially that one, which is very kind of similar vibe. Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrote and performed it.
Wild.
Interesting.
But yeah, the soundtrack was so good. I like it that it sounded vaguely alien, but also didn't impede the human moments in the movie. I don't think it treated us like idiots. Like there weren't any like musical cues that made me be like, okay, quit telling me how to feel about things, movie.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's very fair.
It was
Yeah.
nice to see a movie that treated its audience like adults capable of reasoning and like thinking their way through things and not having to be spoon-fed every single thing. I mean, they did some spoon-feeding with the, Paul's instructional manuals, but that's also in the book, so I didn't mind.
Yeah, but I feel like honestly, I feel like they could have done a little more. And this is based on like some YouTube commentaries I've seen on it, because like it didn't stand out to me, but I'm also familiar enough with where
Source
like
material.
they didn't, yeah, exactly, where they didn't really go enough into how important water conservation is for everyone, and how like the meaning of like the still suits and like all of that. Like it's very glossed over in the movie, whereas like it didn't even register to me because like I know why.
Right.
Like yeah.
But
Oh, and I will say in the Lynch movie, there's that scene, all those scenes when the Duke and his entourage first arrive, and they're figuring out, like them being told just like a rag that's touched water once is incredibly valuable because people can extract moisture from it.
Yeah.
So we definitely got more information in the Lynch movie, but also it's, depending on which version you're watching, it's 4.5 hours long.
Sure. I mean, obviously
yeah, that's fair. That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen any commentary on it from people who maybe didn't necessarily know as much about Dune as our weird trio does.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my favorite thing is seeing like how many people on Twitter are also giant fans of the David Lynch movie, and seeing like everybody posting their favorite like David Lynch movie Dune memes, and I'm like, yes.
So after I saw it, I downloaded some Zoom backgrounds. And so the one that I start meetings with is from the new Dune, of course, which everyone sort of expects. And people will comment it, and I'll be like, thanks, I have another one too. And then I switch to the David Lynch backgrounds that I have. And it's just got like, I wanted to say Kyle McCartney. That's not his name.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Thank you. It's got Kyle MacLachlan's face and Sting's face also, and just like right behind me and like close-ups, and I'm like, how about this one? Do you like this one?
How do you like my gum, Jabbar?
Wait, then do you also have a background that's Rissy as the sandworm where you're running in front of it? Because
I would never.
Yeah.
Oh God, not with my coworkers anyway.
Oh.
For you bitches, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
But I don't want to explain that to my
No.
coworker.
No, that's fair.
Somebody out there wrote an article about like, with the new Dune movie, it's time to revisit the David Lynch version, aka the greatest movie ever made. And it, like, this person is clearly writing shit they stole from my brain, because they had a screenshot of Paul and Stilgar on the sandworm. And that moment where Paul's eyes are kind of like, he's slightly glassy-eyed and looks very high. And the caption was, I was not prepared for the guitar chords that happened at this moment. And I'm like, yes. And This guy's hypothesis, which I wholly agree with, is that Dune, the original Dune movie, is not so bad it's good. That's a coward's position. That's for weaklings. That it is a movie whose reach exceeds its grasp, but it is still an absolute fucking masterpiece.
I wouldn't argue with that. Of course I wouldn't. Everyone knows none of us would argue with that.
Yeah, it's nice to hear other people saying the same shit that I've been saying for the past nearly 40 years.
Wait, Rissy, you like Dune? Is that what?
I mean, I know. I'm a shy violet about it.
I know.
You're a shy violet about a lot of things. So I
That
guess
is.
all this to say, definitely check it out. It's very good. They already greenlit the second one, of course.
Thank God. I was gonna die if they didn't. I was going to just die.
Yeah, and I need more Zendaya in my life. So I'm very happy about that.
I'm hoping that like they could actually get all the way through book 3, because it's like splitting the first book into 2 parts was a really good idea, but you could fuse the second and third books into one very easily. So it's like, can we get 3 movies out of this? I know asking for a God Emperor adaptation is perhaps a bit much.
It is.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like, come on. Everybody loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's a fest of weirdness, is it not?
Not everybody loved it.
Well, and also the second movie, which is even weirder.
Almost everybody loved it.
And people loved the second one even more. And that has Kurt Russell playing Ego the Living Planet, talk singing his way through Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. So I'm like, come on. Hollywood's tolerance for weirdness should have increased at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the thing that struck me with Dune was like, oh, fuck, Drax is in this. I hope that motherfucker dies. So
He will.
Well, I know, but...
what I'm curious about, who are they going to cast as Feyd-Rautha? Right? Let's talk with Dune. What did
Danny
you not
DeVito.
see? I will kill him on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Right? So we didn't see any late-stage guild navigators, so no fish people. We didn't see Feyd-Rautha Harkonnen. Glub glub. Amanda's best part
Ever.
I mean...
You should have quit while you were ahead.
A fish head.
At least I didn't snort cinnamon up my nose during that part, so...
That whole shooting thing was just...
Acting means you don't really do the thing. You can just pretend to be inhaling. You don't have to actually inhale.
Well, method actors would beg
Right.
to differ.
They would actually snort that cinnamon right up their nose.
Horrifying.
It burns.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah, how do you know that, Amanda? That's so weird.
No reason. I just have a feeling.
Oh, I thought Gaius Helen Moheim was great. I like, goodbye, young human. I hope you live. Peace.
Oh, yeah. I was like, who are you? Yeah.
Although, man, I was pissed that we didn't see her and Jessica arguing over Paul's conception, because basically in this version of the movie, it's Jessica wanted to birth the Messiah, not Jessica betrayed her order of witches for love. And I'm like, I think you should give equal weight to that, because that's a big fucking deal in the books.
And it's also different motivation, so...
Yeah.
Very different motivation, so...
Right.
Yeah, I see that.
And that is literally the Bene Gesserit go on to have a thing called the Jessica crime, which is any time a sister betrays the sisterhood out of love. Right, so that is this defining feature, is her love for the Duke. She was like, yeah, why not?
Did you notice that there was like one time that Oscar Isaac was like, I should have married you, and that was like the only time it was mentioned. They didn't go back to it ever again.
Right.
I think someone referred to her as his concubine at some point.
Yeah.
So was it the Baron? Like, at some
I
point,
think it might have been the Reverend
but that
Mother.
was after. But
yeah,
that was
it was afterwards.
after.
Because when the Reverend Mother is negotiating with Baron Harkonnen, and she's like, by the way, the Lady Jessica and therefore her son are under our protection. He's like something about like the Duke's concubine, such and such and such. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, that's also a really important thing, that he didn't get married to her so that he could ostensibly marry one of the Emperor's daughters.
Yeah, it just was like, I don't know. It was very strange of like, either wipe it out or don't. But the like pseudo choice to like gloss over
Right.
it. Like,
And it's like, yeah, you should have married her, motherfucker. But also, I understand your reasons for not doing so. But the Emperor would never have cared.
He has a lot of debt, and he was afraid that when he dies, she'd be saddled with it. So he didn't want to put that on her. So they didn't
it
get
was
married.
actually a kindness he was doing her.
Yeah, it was. It was. They both had insurance independently, so they were fine there. And
yep, that's the only reason they get married. So
yeah,
you know,
Zachary Drake says, "I want a Bene Gesserit crime named after me." The Zachary Drake crime. What would that be, though? That you betray
in an elevator,
picking up falconry.
Oh goodness, there are so many options.
If we still did Patreon, then that would be a fun thing to do at the end of the show. Would be to list what each person's crime would be.
That would be fun. Amanda, are there any other people in the chat who are talking about things they liked or did not like?
No.
Okay, great.
There was a lot of talk about gummy bears because Juliana Finch said that show promoted substance abuse, which is true.
I don't remember that, but I don't doubt it.
They all like the little got the potions that they drank, like that they.
Yeah, it's for drugs. The drugs enhance your abilities, sort of like all the Marvel comics are all about. Like, hey kids, do drugs, they'll give you superpowers. I remember, like, here every time I listen to the Gummy Bears theme, because I do go play it on YouTube with some frequency. It's the one part of the theme that I'm always like, what was it? Is along with the secret of gummy berry juice. Like,
yeah,
I'm just kind of like, did that need to be in there?
Yes. They needed like a little bridge, a little teeny tiny bridge for their theme song. Which it doesn't matter. Okay. Are we done with the topic of Dune? Is
never.
Yeah. That's
for the moment.
That's why I'm asking.
Not forever, Rissy.
Simply because I know that we could stay here for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are other things that
there
like the second Dune movie.
Like Dune 2. Electric Dunaloo.
Dunaloo.
Sounds horrible.
Electric Boogadoon.
Electric Boogadoon.
We'll workshop it. We'll get back to you with the better.
Dune Electric Boogadoon.
Boogadoon.
That's too much. You've gone too far.
Too Dune, too furious.
Stupid. Are they gonna go to space in this one? No, that doesn't work. That joke doesn't work for this.
Nope.
You saw that Fast and Furious is going to space.
It's going to. I'm like, why not? Well, that's where all good franchises end up, and by good I mean the worst, because that's where Jason goes to space in one of the Friday the 13th movies.
27 versions of it, where else
can you go? Exactly.
Have they gone to the bottom of the Marianas Trench? No. Well, I want to see fucking Fast and Furious at the lowest possible sea levels.
Yeah, well, Rissy, humankind has gone to space before we went to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. So they're just following normal.
Okay, all right, fine.
They don't have the ability to make cars that can withstand the pressure.
Well, they can make little subs, so they could be chasing each other around in tiny little subs with little grippy things that come out like this.
This is my favorite.
I mean, I'd watch that as much as I'd watch any of the other ones. So
I watch that a lot more than any of the other ones.
No,
don't doubt that's true. Who would they be racing though?
An evil team of marine biologists.
I love this. Green light it. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Who are out to genetically engineer a horrible race of jellyfish that will kill us all. Because have you seen those things down there? Things are not okay.
Are you talking about your vagina?
Yes. I mean, have you seen those things?
I have, and you're right. They're terrifying.
that's. Yep. Okay. No comment. What else should we talk about? What else do you think people are going to want to know about?
Well, we have talked about damsel.
Oh, Jesus, I just looked over and saw like, did Rissy bring props? Oh no, that's just the rest of your wine. Never mind. Sorry.
We have had conversations about further damsel antics happening.
I don't think that people want to know about that though.
No, that's
no,
true.
certainly people would not want to.
Yeah.
I got some on my arm.
Okay, well, the classic Rissy.
That's our Rissy.
Do you just want to cut that bag open and pour it straight into your gullet?
I thought about it, but I don't have any scissors near at hand.
Great. Okay. Just
but I do have a rupture somewhere that's leaking onto me.
Yeah. Are you sure that's wine? Maybe it's a Rissy rupture.
Oh, no, oh man, that was all day yesterday. Oh boy, yeah. I was pooping. There are some days where it's nothing but it's like, well, today's the day where I poop. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna be doing much else.
Hey guys, do you remember that time we said consistency?
Yep. Hey, you know what you're getting with us. So
yeah.
it is in the intro. So
yes.
That there's poop.
But poop
something.
Jokes, right? Not like real time storytelling about poop with Rissy.
That's true.
That's different.
That's
bonus.
They have to pay extra for that.
They don't.
They don't.
Bitch, you give that away for free.
I do, yeah. And I could be making tons of money, I'm sure, on my OnlyFans, where it's just videos of me talking about my poop.
I feel like you could actually.
I know.
Oh, gross. Okay, y'all
right.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah. Okay. Well, are there any questions in the chat?
Right. Anyone have any questions about
Rissy's poop or not poop?
Oh God, Jonathan Brandis. That's a name I've not heard in a long time.
I was just talking about Jonathan Brandis the other day because I love him.
What on Jonathan Brandis? Like, were you talking about ladybugs or were you talking about the Disney's Aladdin cartoon?
The Never-Ending Story 2, Jonathan Brandis is when I fell in love with Jonathan Brandis.
I wish for you to have a heart.
Just I also attribute some of my hatred to of like not anthropomorphic animals, but people dressed as animals.
Furries?
Okay, so no, because those are like mascots.
No, I know.
But like the Sexy Beasts TV show on Netflix.
Like people with animal heads.
Yeah, like that makes me so intensely uncomfortable, like legitimately gives me anxiety. And I swear to God that I think it is partially because of Nimbly in Neverending Story 2. That motherfucking bird with human eyes hopping around. I hated him so much, and he's such a huge part of that film. And it all started there, I'm pretty sure. And so, anyway, I don't know why we're talking about Jonathan Brandis or Nimbly.
He has been mentioned, like Sequest versus FNF. Will that star Jonathan Brandis and Paul Walker? And I was like, my brain immediately zoomed in on Jonathan Brandis, and I was like, wow, boy, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Wow, yeah.
So there is a question in the chat from Zachary Drake.
What does Zachary Drake want to know?
What are the damsels doing next?
What? This, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to do something else. Rissy looks like she wants to do something else, though. Look at
I
that.
don't know,
Look at that horrible butthole pucker. What are you even doing over there?
I don't know.
You're such a fucking nightmare.
Wendy Mays also said, it's late on this side of the country. Do we get damsel news soon? Have to get up for work in the morning.
Yeah, well, it looks like we're going to be back at Gen Con next year.
Back at Gen Con!
I don't know if you guys are interested in that information, but there it is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you care about Gen Con.
Right.
Right.
Certainly nobody would want to watch a live show of us doing stupid shit.
Nah.
I don't know how much we want to talk about things right now because they're not really locked down yet. A show is writing itself for Rissy, I will say that much, which I was very excited to hear today because, man, we just started talking about this like a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's already
And then
forming.
another one is coming together logistics-wise. So
yeah, we're super excited. We're going to be doing more collaborations. So there's probably going to only be one big show this year for us, but we're going to be doing some smaller things. Maybe some panels, maybe a live podcast. We're toying with some ideas. You know what? If you have thoughts or opinions on what you would like to see from us at Gen Con, let us know, because we are in the phase where we're kind of figuring it out, and it is going to look different from anything we've ever done. So we're open to ideas. So feel free to hit us up either here in the chat, in the comments later, on Twitter, in our email, wherever.
Right.
We don't have to submit events until like end of year, beginning of next. So we have a little bit of time. We're taking our time. But I'm really excited about the collaborations we're going to be doing. We're getting like more people involved in them as it goes. It's just like snowballing. So I'm really excited. Crazy. So all aboard. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think one of our big things though was to kind of take it a little bit easier on ourselves, because we were kind of getting burnt out because it's so we're not gonna do the booth, which I think is a huge part of just like having some time to actually go look at stuff and do stuff on our own, or even just relax and eat food on a normal schedule. And
what would that be like?
Right?
Yeah, sounds delightful.
So I think that's I think there was some burnout going on, and so like we're all getting older. I don't know if you've heard, but
it's not getting easier, especially like I know like my career has just gotten more intense, and I just have had less time to devote, and it took a whole lot of prep to make a Hamel Thrones. Like it was. Yes. It took a lot of prep. So
yes.
I don't have that in me anymore, but we do, still want to do stuff. So we're gonna make it happen one way or the other.
Oh, and it's gonna be fun things. Don't you worry.
I'm so excited. I legitimately cannot wait. Oh, I need it. I need that script in my hands.
I'm Sometimes you just have an idea and it's just best.
Yeah, don't send us show ideas specifically because that's already done.
Yeah.
We're
more for like other thing, like the hey, it'd be cool if you did this other thing that's not a show sort of thing. Because because that we've got. But yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
we'll have more information as time goes on, of course. We'll probably also this live stream podcasting thing is not going to be, we're not going to like go back to an every week situation, but we probably will do a couple of these as we're leading up to Gen Con.
Especially like we're going into holiday season, so to try to put even we'll do it every this many weeks is hard to do right now. So like we will do more of these. It's just we're not going to say, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks from today. We're going to do one, and then on this day. So because we just don't.
You'll just have to kind of open your mouths and wait for things to fall into them.
We are messy bitches. We'll have to figure our own lives out first.
We'll chew up our food and we'll drop it in your mouth eventually. But for now, you just have to wait for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were doing a completely different intro. The go. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, I was doing
that's what it sounded like to me.
I was doing "You Can't Hurry Love," no, which you just have to wait.
I thought it was like ba 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 ba. Actually, apparently, I'm a very old person. Though.
So. What song did you think Rissy was singing? Tell us in the chat. I'm really curious.
Because yeah, like oftentimes, like I hear it perfectly in my head, and people are like, "What the fuck sounds are you making? I don't understand." Of course, I get that reaction a lot. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rissy, you should be used to that.
like
they,
To be fair, there's also
what's
a lot of,
going
like,
on in your head?
oh,
There's a
gosh.
lot. There's a lot.
Nobody knows.
Actually,
not even
please
Rissy
don't
knows.
answer that question because I know more than I probably want to know.
Yeah, there's some bad shit in there.
Yeah.
Also, I think that a lot
Bye,
of, like,
Wendy.
Oh, bye. I think a lot
Wendy
of
has to go to sleep.
music intros sound similar, so I don't think that's necessarily all on you.
No, that's true.
Okay, cool.
That is very true.
As much as I like to make fun of you, I don't think you should be down for that one.
Yeah.
Cool. What? So yeah, we'll have more information. My goal is to kind of do like a monthly-ish podcast leading up.
Yeah.
And we'll just be doing them here on YouTube. That's the plan for now. So yeah. We're talking about some other things, but also if you're not in the Discord already, get in that Discord. If you are in the Discord, thank you.
Don't
Stick
leave
around.
because
Don't leave,
Don't-
yeah.
We'll fucking kill you. Don't fucking leave.
no, that's too much.
If you are in the
Come
Discord,
on.
go watch that video that I posted where there's a guy doing an impression of Ray Parker Jr. singing about ghosts in his house. You have to listen to that song.
I'll fucking kill you. It's a great song, not gonna lie. I second that. It's great. It's like 7 minutes of delightfulness. It's fantastic. Cool. What is new with you, Mananda?
Pussycat. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'll throw my underwear
Actually,
at
and
you.
that is I have two of them now.
Yeah.
I had two
Two
babies.
Tom Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
No, gross. That's too many
Um,
Tom Joneses.
Yeah, if you have not seen Amanda's new kitty cats, you are missing out.
Babies.
The babies.
They are so cute. We sent Amanda to live with Sarah Donner for a little while. She came home with 2 cats. Who could have seen that happening? I
Right.
don't know. Not
It
me.
wasn't it wasn't my plan.
of
I
course.
didn't really have much of a say in it though. So
Well, God has different plans.
Okay,
Sometimes.
all right. You know what? Blood for the blood god.
Blood
Yeah.
for the blood god. Cats for the cat god. Amanda, tell us about their little hands.
Oh,
they
yeah.
got so many toes. They're both polydactyl because that's a thing that's so polydactyly, so that's the extra that's like thumbs and just extra toes, was considered to be lucky for sailors, especially those going across the Atlantic. And because they have a little bit better balance and they're thought to be better mousers. So in Massachusetts area, there are these huge colonies of polydactyl cats.
Holy
And
shit,
so
did not
that's,
know.
yeah. So they both have lots of toeses. They're real cute.
They're
They
so
are,
cute. They're so
they're-
sweet too.
like, honestly, until we went live, they were little terrors running around making noise. And now they're just over there just sleeping on, I have a little like cat tree perch thing that's right up in the window, and they're both over there sleeping. So they're very cute. I love them so much.
Tell the world their names.
So there's Oscar and there's Cricket, and those are my babies.
Those are
Oscar
good
and
cat
Cricket.
names.
They're so cute.
Somebody in the chat is mentioning that you can see them on Instagram.
That's true. That is, I started that Instagram, like, let's be real. There's like a handful of posts on there in the years that I've had it, because I don't do social media very well or often or at all. But the Instagram started as like, I'm going to post art stuff on it. And then I got cats, and it's become, now I'm going to post cat stuff on it, because that's like the photos in my phone as well. It's like random stuff, and then there's a point where I'm like, well, from here on out it's just all cats. So I became a cat mom, and I'm fine with it. So
I love this new journey for you.
yeah.
Mhm.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Plus,
So
those
they're-
babies are just so sweet.
They're
Because
wonderful.
I got to see that. They came and stayed
That's
with me
true.
for a little bit as Amanda was traveling back. So we got to hang out.
Yeah, it was too far, because it was like, to get to, it's going from a small airport to a small airport. So it was like 2 connections going out there. It was like a full day. So to get back, I'm like, I cannot keep them in a kennel or a little, like the little carrier for that long. So I'm like, oh no, if only there was a place I could stop halfway there.
Oh, if only.
And I got to see Blythe. And then while we were there, Daniel also just happened to be in the area. And so we got to see a Daniel too.
Yeah, it was a crazy random happenstance. And we got to celebrate my birthday. It was amazing.
God damn. I'm jealous.
That's true.
It was very, like, very, very lucky.
Oh, yeah. But kittens. I love kittens. Yes.
But yeah.
They're great.
They're my sweet babies.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Mm-hmm. Amanda, anything else you want to talk about?
So I'm gonna turn a very old age on Monday, and I'm not happy about that.
I'm sorry.
But it happens.
It'll be so much better when you're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's the lead up that sucks.
Yeah, but then it's just lead up to the next one. So
I mean, sure. I hear you.
It's fine. Whatever.
Is it fine?
I mean, sure.
I mean, as long as you don't turn into a Karen, you don't get truly old as a white woman.
I don't know what that means.
Well, like, so I read this
Karen?
book.
You know what
called,
a Karen is?
Yeah, like
Sex
tips for girls.
Okay.
And it was written during the 1980s. You can tell because there's a lot of stuff about sex while on Quaaludes in it. But it has this whole part about like aging as a woman. And so the author is like, she's fantastic. And she talks about like, it's when you become like a boring suburbanite bitch that you start to age really badly. Then until that happens, you're fine.
Golden.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Good
it's like, as long as, and obviously in 1983, the term Karen for nasty white woman who terrorizes retail employees didn't exist, but it's still very much the Karen vibe. So as long as you don't do that, you won't ever get truly old.
Good to know. Don't harass employees, and it's the fountain of youth.
Yep.
Great. That seems like such a simple thing to not do.
Right?
In order to stay youthful and live.
Live like Blythe?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, what have you been doing, Blythe? For the past however long it's been since
I know. Mm-hmm.
What is time?
I mean, it's a flat circle is what it is.
Time is nothing.
It's a term that has no meaning anymore, I feel
That's
like.
true. I've been doing some voice acting, which I was doing before, but I recently had my largest role in an anime to date. Very excited about that. So yeah, prior to that, I had like one-liners in a couple of anime, but this one I was like, oh, I actually get like a scene, and I got to like
a whole part.
I got to like cry happy tears, but I literally was in the booth, and she was like, all right, now you're just screaming, and I was like, yes, this is my favorite. So that was really fun, and you should watch it. It's a cute little anime slice of life about musical theater in Japan, basically, like a prestigious musical theater school that's very difficult to get into, and it's based on a real thing. Anyway, it's called Kageki Shoujo. It's real cute. One of my best friends is one of the main characters, and she's great too. She's the ballerina, and she's like, I just love her. Anyway, so that's great. I've also been recording for some things I can't talk about. One in particular that I'm very excited about, and I will be able to talk about it soon, but not soon enough for my taste.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get there. Other than that, I got a new job. I am back in the video games industry. Very excited about it. Got a job at a video game studio called Cloud Emporium Games. Emporium? It's not Emporium, it's Imperium. I worked there. I've worked there for a month. I know the name of the fucking company I work for. Whew, I hope none of them see this. Great.
You've done too much steampunk, so, the whole, like,
what?
Welcome to the Cloud
At
Emporium.
least you corrected yourself, and it wasn't someone like, hey, just so you know, that's not the name of the place where you work.
That has
After the fact,
happened
so.
to me on stage once. It doesn't matter. Cloud Imperium. They make a game called Star Citizen. It's technically not out, but you can purchase it and play it. It is wild. They are developing it in public. I've never seen a development like process like this.
It's a big deal.
It's also just a huge game. It took me forever just to learn how to walk around and navigate like a single place. So yeah, it's crazy, and they're just making it bigger and better all the time. What is happening? I'm making a phone call I didn't mean to make. Oh, good. Sorry.
That's amazeballs. Love it.
Putting my phone down now. Anyway, what else? So yeah, I'm producing for the narrative team, which is really exciting. Because it's like my people. Also, like the very first week I was there, I walked into a meeting late, and they were all talking about obscure musicals, and I was like, what? I'm home. So anyway, really, really excited about that. I will be moving to LA at the end of December, because that is where my job is located. Look, there's a kitty. Oh,
That. Hi.
that's an Oscar.
It's my boy Oscar.
Oh, he's so
Get
handsome.
your baby.
I know.
So handsome. Show us his paws.
His little hands.
His
His
little
thumbs.
Let's see.
Yeah, look at all those
So
toe
that's-
beans.
That's his hands on
He's
the
like,
front.
Mom, what are you
You
doing?
can count to 14
I know.
on his hands.
Well,
Look at
he's got
him
extra on the back.
tolerating.
I'm not gonna.
Sure.
He is just the chillest.
Yeah.
He was sleeping. He walked over and just like put his paws up on me. He's like, I'm ready to be held now. He's my sweet baby, aren't you? Yes.
Oh, you can see. Well,
The
John.
elusive John. is
John,
in the
yes.
background. Hey, John.
Did you notice his zombie walk?
It was just like the perp walk was just like whoop, freeze,
Right?
back
The elusive
away,
John in his
back
habitat.
away.
Anyway, so that's most of what I've been doing. I also have a show. Well, I'll be a part of someone else's show coming up on November 13th, and it's going to be streamed on Twitch. So I hope that some of you will check it out. I would really appreciate it if you would. But there is a show being played by Professor Shy Guy, and it's live at a very small venue where they're letting very few people in for COVID reasons. And then because of that, they're also streaming it on Twitch. So I don't know. Go follow his social media to find out about. I'm sure I'll be tweeting about it in the meantime. But I'm really excited. We'll be singing some duet stuff, and also I'll be harmonizing, and you know how much I love to harmonize. So
Well, you're really good at it.
thanks.
It's true.
So I'm very happy to like be in my happy place and singing some songs and making some music with people who are better musicians than me, that's for sure. It's hard to make music when you're not actually a musician. Anyway, that's what's up with me. Rissy,
Missy,
Yes.
are you
tell us
just, like,
about your
you just
adventures.
zombie walking around the house with your husband?
We have managed to have a lot of fun even with COVID and whatnot, like just entertaining each other by making up different characters and shit, and yeah. But I mean, I guess I don't know if anybody in the chat does not know, but I do have a YouTube channel called Rissy Reviews, where I talk about skincare and makeup, and also Warhammer novels.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously. Yeah. I just kind of gotten my channel up and going last year when the pandemic hit, and I was like, maybe like all the conspicuous consumerism is not a good idea right now. So why not just do book reviews? There's a type of, in like the makeup YouTuber community, there's a type of video called Get Ready With Me, or GRWM for short. And I don't spell.
Almost George Martin.
George Martin, yeah.
It is.
And so these get ready with me videos, and sometimes people will do a thing where there's like some beauty bloggers that'll talk about like true crime shit when they're applying their makeup. And then I was like, well, I don't know anybody that does book reviews while they're doing their makeup, so why don't I do that? And this was also the time I got really into Warhammer. So I was like, why not just have videos of me putting on my makeup with a special themed eyeshadow look for each novel in the Horus Heresy series that I've been reading? I'm
gonna say right now, like, I don't watch makeup stuff, so if you're gonna be like, well, you just like it because of that, no, not really. But I actually really enjoy watching the videos and also hearing about these fucking Donkadoo-ball books.
Yeah, so the Horus Heresy is technically Warhammer 30K because it's 10,000 years before the main setting. It explains how did everything get to be so fucked up? Why is the galaxy such a mess that theocratic space Nazis are the good guys? The nominal good guys, I guess. Technically, there's no good guys in Warhammer, but whatever. Anyway, and so I got into Warhammer. Like, I'd always known about it, that it was like, I knew about Blood for the Blood God. I knew that was a thing. And I knew there were space elves, but it was just like another miniatures wargaming thing until John and I were in a bookstore and he was buying some Horus Heresy novels. And I'm like, oh, what's that? And he's like, don't judge me. It's my guilty pleasures. And I'm like, why would I judge you? What is this? And then he explained it. And I was like, oh, I need this in my life now. And so I started reading them. And yeah, they're fucking great. I mean, it's not high art, but I don't care. I really enjoy it. And
you know what? Exactly. If you enjoy a thing, then you enjoy a thing, and you should be allowed to enjoy things.
Also, you guys, this may sound familiar to you, but in Warhammer 40K, there's a really powerful god emperor who's been ruling things for 10,000 years. And there's a bunch of psychically powered women in it. And yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Warhammer 40K is super based on Dune. It's like Dune, a sprinkling of the Lord of the Rings for like Warhammer Fantasy, the work of a fantasy writer named Michael Moorcock, and some other shit. But yeah, I know,
I'd
right?
prefer less cock, but you know.
No, you don't.
But yeah, so I think that's probably part of it. I didn't even realize at first. You know, I was like, oh, this is a lot like fucking Dune. So yeah, I have a video that should be coming out in the next week or so that's about solid state physics, which is a topic. Yeah. That's the thing about talking about sunscreen. I had to get way back into chemistry. I had to bust out all of my old organic chemistry textbooks and shit just to be able to talk knowledgeably about this stuff, because I'm like, oh god, I got into biology to escape from math. What the fuck is this? Like, so I'm talking about the physics of how a mineral sunscreen, meaning one that's made out of zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, how those actually work at the subatomic level to protect your skin from sun damage. And there's a lot of lies, so many lies about mineral sunscreens versus so-called chemical sunscreen filters, even though titanium dioxide is a chemical and zinc oxide is a chemical. It makes me fucking crazy. The lies that people tell about sunscreen are bonkers insane, like up to the point where like God doesn't want you to use sunscreen.
I have seen people say that you make your own sunscreen in the form of urine.
Do not do that!
Like, just fucking wild. Some people will tell you to drink it too. And then if you drink your own urine, it secretes and you don't have to use sunscreen anymore. Just like, this is like demonstrably false. Why are we still... How is anyone still touting this? Right, well, maybe they think it's part of the Fremen's sun protection, right? Because it's like, well, we're recycling our own piss, and they survive in the desert just fine. They're also not real.
No, I know, and it's the dumbest possible shit. It's right up there with the COVID vaccine. Well, if it's the mRNA version, will change your DNA into that of the Nephilim, which, if you don't know, are an ancient race of giants who had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot that fought the ancient Israelites in the Bible. I'm like, I don't know how a vaccine would go about doing that, but it actually sounds pretty cool. So, yeah, people have a lot of really weird problems with sunscreen. I do not know why. But I will bust some myths, and I will talk about solid state physics. And oh my God, there's so much bullshit in solid state physics. I
can't wait.
Well, I did the thing that I do sometimes where, like, reading a couple of papers would probably have been enough, but I stupidly had to jump in the deep end of the pool. And that's how I know about excitrons and excitron polaritons, which are things that form in a semiconductor when it is processing electrons in the quantum state. Yeah, like, physics is not my jams. It really is not. And so trying to get my brain to, like, hold on to this shit, I'm like, it's leaking out my ears. So, yeah.
My eye literally just twitched.
Yeah. So that should be out soon. And then another thing I do on my channel, if this interests you, is I'll do mega reviews. Like, when I try to test out a type of product, I want to test, like, all that there are of this thing. This is how I got the idea for my YouTube channel in the first place. I'm like, well, if this moisturizer that I apply on my skin is good, what about all the other ones that are basically have the same ingredients or similar ingredients? Shouldn't I test all of them and then see which one is the best?
Because you are a scientist, and that's how you go at testing things out. Like I
gotta test
variables.
them all.
How can I vary them and see which one is best? Which I love that you do, because then I can let you do that, and then you tell me the answer, and then I go and buy the thing. So.
And I will.
I know you do, and I rely on that information for a lot of things. So, but you're doing the blood god's work. So.
Oh, thank you. So here's a fun thing. I went and saw the Gamers live at this last Gen Con. And if you guys don't know, that's the dudes from Zombie Orpheus who did the Gamers, the movie. They're great. They're absolutely a blast, and they do improv shows. And at one point, they do improv shows that it's like they're people, and then they have D&D character versions of themselves, and they're doing this live on stage, swapping back and forth between, like, real life persona and the D&D characters. And they had a scene where the characters have to infiltrate a cult, and everybody walks around going, blood for the blood god, blood for the blood god, blood for the blood god. So I was basically in heaven. But one thing I do is whatever the winning product is, I give it away. And it's completely random. All you have to do is have a special comment on my thing. So if you want some skincare and eventually makeup that directly will fight the evil powers of evolutionary psychology.
I don't know what that means, but
I have plans for February.
February has plans for you. So.
And I am skeptical.
Evo Psych is a plague and is why we cannot have nice things. But yeah, so I give shit away. And what I love is when people who subscribe to my channel for one thing end up liking the other thing, like the Warhammer shit. Somebody was like, well, I really love how you do your makeup, so I've been watching all of your book reviews, even though I don't understand what any of this is about. And then someone was like, when the fuck did I subscribe to a channel about the science of soap? And then I was like, oh no, it's for Warhammer. Excellent video on soap.
Honestly, those are some of my favorite channels that, like, you see one video and you're like, what else do you have? And you're like, oh, that's different. And like, oh, no, I just like you. And so I will pretty much listen to whatever you want to talk about, because. Right.
And so my goal is to turn Warhammer fans into skincare junkies
and vice versa. I like it. Yeah. You're going to have a bunch of Warhammer playing nerds with the best skin ever. And everybody wins, I feel
and maybe some eyeliner, right? If I can talk them into it.
Everybody looks good in eyeliner.
They do. Eyeliner is good on everyone, even if it's just tight lining. Also, like, the game started in the 1980s, right? So there should be no problem with dudes wearing eyeliner.
That's a great point. Yep. 100%. I'm on board with this.
That's another thing I love about Warhammer is how unapologetically 1980s all of its shit is. It's just fantastic. I love the fans. I love all the people that I've interacted with. By the way, if you're on Reddit, I'm foul_Dwimmerlake, and I hang out on all the 40k lore and the Grindank memes subreddit. So
that's brave of you.
Nerd.
I will certainly not be sharing my Reddit username. So
but like I made a couple of posts where like one was what would each Primarch sing, like what would their karaoke choice be, and I was really proud of those selections. I went and listened to a whole bunch of songs and I was like, no, this one. And then what was if each Primarch was a pro wrestler, who would they be? So what's really great is that people get mad about the Primarchs because it's like, before the Horus Heresy series, the Primarchs were these ancient mystical figures. Each one was the progenitor of Space Marine Legion. And because I knew if I said just Space Marines, Blythe, you were going to ding me on that. And then I would have to say Space Marines.
Thank you.
So each legion took after the traits of its genetically engineered superhuman founder, but people didn't really know all that much about them besides their names and maybe some general shit. And some people are like, fuck yeah, give us all the Primarch shit, because it's like pro wrestlers. They're like giant, larger than life dudes in spandex and fighting each other and getting into all this drama, which I love that. And some people are like, they should have stayed mysteries, right? You're ruining the mystique of the universe. I'm like, it's fucking Warhammer, y'all. It's silly as balls. And somebody made a comment. It's like, motherfuckers are in here like probably posting about what each Primarch's favorite breakfast cereal was. And I was like, I know Reboot Guilliman's favorite is Frosted Flakes. And
obviously. I mean, what else would it be?
And then some other guy picked up the thread and was like, well, yeah, because this, and this. And like,
because it's just fun.
My people.
It's fun to just talk, like to think about stuff like that.
It absolutely is. It's so dumb. And so there are people that get way too serious about Warhammer. There's also filthy perverts. I'm definitely subscribed to the Warhammer Smut subreddit.
I want a Warhammer slut subreddit.
I do too, actually. And there are some women who are into the hobby, if you get my drift.
I don't get your drift, but I was just gonna say I feel like Warhammer slut is what is like your new persona. So
I know, right? I am I'm such a slut for Warhammer, and if I weren't married, I would seriously think about starting an OnlyFans that was just Warhammer related cosplay and shit.
So what we need to do is get John on board with this, is what you're saying.
Oh, yes, obviously, right. So we need to have John dressing up as a commissar of some kind in the Imperial.
Y'all can have an OnlyFans together, you know.
Yep.
Oh no, what have you implanted in my brain?
Oh, horrifying. I look forward to never subscribing to that.
But if you want like filthy perverted fan fiction and some pretty great drawings,
who could ask for more?
Right. the Warhammer Smut subreddit is great. A lot of elf shit.
Look, it's my other baby.
Cricket.
I got a cricket.
Cricket, you made it just in time.
Hands. There's little thumbs. It's like they're wearing mittens.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
look at that baby.
babies.
Oh, she's the quieter of the two, and she's so cute and sweet though. She's the shyer of the two.
They have gotten
shyer.
Bigger, though.
She is actually much louder. She will let me know when she wants a thing, whether that's to play or it's mostly just when she wants to play. She's like, it is playtime. So, hi, baby. Hi. I'm supposed to be ending a podcast now, but you're so cute, and I'm looking at you and not my show notes. You can't help it. Okay.
It's a baby.
She just remembered there was food, so she left. But I think on that note,
perfect timing.
That's gonna do it for this episode of the Dork Pridecast.
If you want to see more from us, you can find the damsels on Twitter, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube.
Ring that button, and be called to action and whatnot. Ha!
Indeed. You can also follow us on our individual accounts. So I'm Amanda M. Bonner, which you can see on screen right now. That's my username on Twitter and Instagram.
I am Blythe Renee on literally everything.
All the things.
All the things. I am the Red Raptor on Twitter and Rissy Reviews on YouTube.
Go check it out.
Look upon me.
You will not regret it, I promise.
You won't. But yeah, so thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been a lot of fun. We are glad to be able to talk to you all again. This has been episode 114, or maybe season 2, episode 1. We don't know what it doesn't matter. It's episode. This has been the Dork Pridecast of whatever episode we have said it is. So thanks. Yeah.
Deuces!
Jetpack bitches.